All right, it is an Electro freeze extravaganza today. Let me fill you in on some of my shenanigans. This setup is a little different. It actually used to run with a straw system. So what had happened was this straw was attached to here and this metal mix port. Well, these metal mix ports are awesome, but these systems are the worst because what happens is this bucket gets filled with milk, not a bag of milk, but milk sits in the bucket, and then the straw sits down in the bucket. And it's just kind of, I don't think, the best practice. It is standard practice, that's how the machine was designed. But what we do is we cut the straw off, we attach NSF hose, and then we buy hose ends, go in the bag, and now we can have the bag in a vessel that's clean. We don't have to worry about bacteria, we don't have to worry about pests, we don't have to worry about any sort of problem with exposed liquid. And now we have a clean system. So that's this. This has been on the radar for a hot minute. I was waiting on these parts, which have taken months to get. But also, pardon me, this unit, I've been having trouble with this barrel. We cleaned everything this morning. So if we go to air log, man, the heat is on. I can tell you, I'm standing under a vent. I feel the heat. Not okay. Pump cover, there it is. Cylinder temp alarm, cylinder refrigeration. So we're having issues with the left system. Exit. This is the location that I revived a machine, but I revived that one. These two are already here. So it wasn't anything I created in the system, but I would guess we've got a refrigeration leak somewhere. I've got it all primed up. She's got milk in it. I'm gonna put it in freeze. I've got my gauges. I haven't been behind it yet. But we're gonna go to actual temps and we're gonna kind of watch what it does. See if it pulls down. And while that's running, let me try and come with me here. Stay with me, here we go. Bum, bum, bum. Lots going on back here. Remote condensers. Okay, so each barrel has its own remote condenser. So you've got discharge line, liquid line. This is the unit we're talking about right here. That set of lines. Let's see if we can get to the sight glass, see what we see. Now she's either full or she's empty. All right, so this is our discharge line, it's hot. This is our liquid line coming back, it's tepid. Ooh, I got nothing on the suction line. This is not cold at all. Oh, I'm betting we're way short on gas. I'm gonna put my gauge on it and see. I just took this cap off, by the way, before I went and got the camera. So let's put gauges to see where we're at, and we'll get the leak checker in here, see what we can sniff out. All right, I haven't put gauges on it yet, but look. Yellow equals wet. Green equals dry. So we've hit atmosphere here, and we've pulled in moisture into the system. We're definitely gonna be out of gas. Yeah, this shouldn't be running at all. It should be off on low pressure at this point, running 5 PSI. Let me get on the high side just to show, but yeah, good times. Yeah, we're gonna hook in there. All right, we've got some decisions to make here. I've got the unit powered down, but I was still running 150 PSI and almost nothing on the suction side. So we're not completely out of gas. I ran the detector through, I ran upstairs and just checked the remote condenser connections. I don't see anything immediately jumping out telling me leak, although obviously I believe we're short. We don't have a TXV problem because our head pressure is way low as well. So one of two things, right? And here's where you have to know your customer and communicate with them, see what they want to do. I can put some gas in this unit. This unit needs help. We need to find the leak. We need to clean the refrigeration system because it's been contaminated with moisture. We need to change the dryer. And then when we do all that, we're gonna have to re-gas it up. It's 10 pounds of R22 or 404. If I put nitro in this thing right now, nitrogen, to overpressurize it to help me find the leak, then we are committed, right, to putting in all 10 pounds of the refrigerant, because I'm going to contaminate the system with the nitrogen, which is already contaminated. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and put a little gas in it and see if we can't get it to operate. Then, while it's operating at higher pressures, I will go through and try and find the leak via various means in hopes to identify it, at which point I can quote them, the machine's running, but I can quote them to repair the leak, replace the dryer, clean the refrigeration system, and replace the 10 pounds of gas. But basically what it is we're overspending a few pounds of gas right now for sure to get this thing up and running today. But that's what we're gonna do. So, that being said, we're gonna fire up the unit on the front side and we're gonna see what happens, because that sight glass kind of looks like it's full, but in reality it's empty. Here we go. All right, let's bleed in a little gas to see what happens. I've got the scale over here. I've got it leveled out. Real slow. We're going in through the liquid side. I want to see what happens with the head pressure, because again, could turn out that we have some sort of TXV problem, but I would have expected to see higher head pressure if that was the case. We are kind of like, we're short on head pressure, but I don't think we're so short that, oh, yep, look, there it is. There we go. Suspicions confirmed. All right, so we just put 1 pound in. So these units with these receivers, it can just be a little short, right? Let's pretend this unit, it says it has 10 pounds. Target suction pressure on these things is about 15 to 18, so real close. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so this thing uses 10 pounds of gas, right? That's including how much needs to sit in the receiver to make sure the TXV is getting throttled correctly. Well, what if it can run on 7 pounds just fine? And beyond 7, the receiver starts struggling. We're at 2 pounds now. The receiver starts struggling and gets so low it can't function. So you can be 3 pounds short and the system becomes inoperable, because that's less than the receiver. Here we go, getting close. Okay. 2 pounds, 9 ounces. Clear sight glass. $16 degrees suction, or 16 PSI suction, 200 head. It's a cool day outside, so that's not surprising to me. Yep, we gotta give it a little bit of time, let it throttle out. I'll be real happy if 3 pounds of gas does the trick here. Pounds, 2 ounces. this is the risk, right? You don't want it to just keep sucking up gas. My all-in bet was that this was going to take 3-ish pounds of gas, right? I don't want this thing to suck up 6 pounds of gas right now. I am bleeding it in real slow right now. Again, as that TXB throttles, right, that TXB is ranging. A little more open, a little more closed, a little more open, a little more closed, based on the temperature coming out of the evaporator. And that's why you were clear for a minute, and then the TXB throttled. You know, it's always ranging. It doesn't close and open, it just ranges. So as it's ranging, trying to find where it functions best, you're going to get this 4.5 pounds. So it just satisfied. It shut down, so it can't do anything right now, which means it hit 0, right? So these units range down to 0 to -2, and then they pull up to 17. So our barrel hit 0 because we have refrigeration now. I'm not going to make you sit here and wait, but when it kicks back on, we'll pick up where we left off. And we're back. Give it a minute. Again, it just cycled on, so I'm not gassing it. Everything's closed. I like where we're at. I mean, 16 suction pressure. 210 head on a 65-degree day outside. That's spot on. No, this thing's working. So I'm gonna leave my gauges hooked up. I'm gonna shut the bottle off, and I'm gonna go ahead, now that it's under better pressures, I'll go ahead and get the leak detector more in on the mix. See what we can find. All right, so compressor's on, actual temp pulling down.